Hey guys.
Hey world, it's Kimberly and
Conor.
Tracy over here at Big Red SEO coming live to you on this Friday. It's been a while since we've been on the actual Facebook page doing live because we were testing between our personal profiles as well as the business profiles. So we're back here for all of our Facebook fans. So whether you're watching actually live or the replay, welcome. We're glad that you're here. Super honored to be able to present to you guys today. So for us personally, we've had a really awesome week so far. We are in the new Xarvin location, which we're super excited about.
Yeah. This week we had Cyber Monday, we had Black Friday.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday, a lot of businesses extended past Monday.
Did you buy anything?
I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell you what I bought. And instead, I come home, I think it was like Tuesday, and the whole mailbox is full with boxes and papers. Everything came in the same day, which is, I mean, as a human, it was awesome to experience the mailbox being full of just things for me.
All right, so for the last, I think 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, Kim has been making a habit of going to the mailbox, giving me the keys to the house, and saying, there you go, let yourself in. All this time I thought she just wanted me out of the cold, and now it turns out
I was getting little trinkets and little things and
Did
big
you get
things.
me anything?
And I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, this is Christmas stuff.
I'm not going to tell you.
Did you get more dog toys? Is that what you got?
I did get a lot of dog toys.
Yeah.
I got a lot of dog toys. If you guys ever find a dog toy that's indestructible, and not indestructible as in somebody said it was indestructible, but you've actually tested on your animal, send me the dog toy. We did find locally a business was super awesome. Husband and wife run it. Wolf and Whiskers. They actually carry multiple dog toys that are lifetime guaranteed. So if they're destroyed, you take the receipt in and the destroyed toy and you get it replaced. But dogs like variety.
Well, and with that, they did manage to destroy the first one.
They did.
You brought it back and got it exchanged, and we got the secondary, and she destroyed that. And at that point, it's not fair for us to continue to go back and get new toys.
Second toy, what happened was the second toy, it took her like 6 or 7 months to destroy, right? So the first one, it was like, or we have a female and a male. The first one, it was like she destroyed it in with like 2 minutes or less, right? And it's supposed to be indestructible. The next one lasted 6 months, but by that time, the gals was like, the owner was like, bring it back in, we'll exchange it out. And we just ethically didn't feel right with that because we know we have one of those dogs that just like super destroy toys. So
you can give her a tire from a car and she'll destroy it.
The one thing that's lasted the most, ironically, is the Kong, but it depends on her mood. So like one Kong she had for 3 years and then destroyed. And it's almost like in her head, once she figures out how to destroy the toy, she just destroys the next one even faster.
Yeah.
So I think the two I brought home last night lasted 30 seconds or less between the two dogs. So hey, Carolina, how are you? But yeah, so let's dive in. Like, what kind of updates do you have for business owners specifically, marketing people?
One really cool thing that came out 3 days ago.
They all merge in together now.
Yeah, it's been a week.
A month.
But basically, Google put out a new link that allows users or business owners that if you have a problem with an agency that was supposedly helping you with your Google My Business page and stuff like that.
Right.
So if you have any issues, if you lost rankings or they did a bad job somehow, there's now a link that you can report them and Google will investigate the agency.
That's super cool.
And that is awesome because we deal an awful lot with cleaning up other people's messes, so other agencies that might have screwed something up or may not have implemented things right. Thankfully, we haven't really dealt with too many people where the people have actually lost rankings because of actions in Google My Business.
But like since we've been in this gig a little over 8 years now, guys, like we have had some businesses that have just horribly gotten screwed over by multiple different companies. So for us, we're super excited about this offering from the search engine specifically because a lot of times there's nowhere to go to complain, or if somebody's just doing really botchy bad things. Like we talked in previous videos, there's actually some lawsuits, like federal lawsuits right now against specific SEO agencies because there's a promise and a guarantee, and it's just really sticky and really messy, right? We don't talk a lot about this because we are a lot of love and light, and we just want super happy times and abundance and growth for a lot of business owners, but unfortunately it is part that happens in the industry. So just being able to have this to go to from a business owner perspective or marketing perspective is super cool, because they're cracking down on it, right?
Well, and finally, it's been going on for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, even the stuff that happens inside the maps, the amount of spam that happens inside of there.
Sure.
I understand the ways around it. I know what to do to get away with things, but the fact that you can still get away with it, and it's
not
so long,
worth it.
I'm
glad that you and I are on the same page with that stuff, right? Because it's about being integrity, right? And doing it. It's just the good way to being. Pause out. So the thing is like there's best practices, right? And there's always going to be those people that are going to want to cheat the system or get around the system. I get it. I understand it, right? You want to happen fast. But I can just tell you from my experience of seeing friends, and granted they weren't friends before they crossed our paths, but seeing friends' businesses destroyed by a marketing person doing the wrong way practice to try and get instant results, it's not worth it. It's not worth the jeopardizing the business, the losing the rankings, the headache, the turmoil.
And going along with that, we actually, I'm working with a client currently that is launching a new version of the website, and the plan was to have everything going in October, and that deadline came in and left, and somebody else is doing the design. We're doing the SEO, the optimization of things. So October came and went, and then they're into the middle of November, and hey, can we launch this on like the 16th or 17th of November? Sure, no problem. I can make sure our stuff is in place. And then that day comes and goes, and now we're into the 20th, and we better not do anything because it's Black Friday. Let's wait up to the middle of December. No, let's skip December
Christmas
now.
rush,
So now the launch that they're going to do for their new website will be in early January. But that is something that, a lot of business owners don't even take into account. That if they tell somebody, hey, can we just go ahead and do this? Yeah, no problem. And the designer goes in and starts work, runs a chance that your website goes offline. And then that could make or break a year.
And I think, honestly, it goes back to what we've always said. Oh, you got really passionate about that one, Connor. So bear with us if it's fuzzy, it'll come back. I think it always goes back to what we originally said, and that is that you need to make sure you're tracking your business and tracking the things that you have happen. It was clear as that.
It was clear. If I leave the picture.
Anyway, so long story short, track so you know what is the trends of the business. Do you really get busy during Christmas or not? Like, we have one client that they just don't get busy during Christmas. So if their website goes down for a day or 5 days or 7 days, they don't really care, because they're like, oh, I'm off on vacation and doing my own thing. So they're not really worried about it, right? So anyway, all right, Carolina, yay, you finally became a Reiki master. Hopefully business is going good. They heard me.
Well, what was
exciting.
What was the thing?
So she's officially a Reiki master. So before she did Reiki healing, I can't remember, Carolina, remind me, is Reiki master the highest that you can go? Is there another level or not? Or what do you got going on over there? So she actually, she jumps right in, and I haven't chatted with her in a while. But she launched her business. Her husband helped her be able to get all the website and the copy and all that stuff, because he's a writer as well. And then they got up and running. So super exciting. That's worth a celebration for sure.
And it is the highest level. So very cool. Congratulations.
Cool. Yay! So now she can actually help mentor other people, right? Because that's what it's about. Okay, so really quickly, I wanted to dive in about business specifically, as well as where do you...
I'm just looking around the room.
He's looking for his phone, which is
it's in my left hand,
Where do you stop yourself when you're running and operating your business? So I actually had an individual, I'm doing a website design for them. They're launching a brand new business. I'm super excited about the industry they're in, what they're representing, and so forth. However, they invested in a website design, right? We started the process, go. And two things that we are really, really good at is if somebody has this vision and dream, but they don't know how to put it into words or put it into a package or frame it, or we're really good at narrowing it down so there's like clarity, there's direction. We kind of help. It's more than just web design that we do, as well as SEO, marketing, and pay-per-click. Sometimes we consult and help build businesses, right? It's not something that we advertise and talk about a lot, because we are very selective in who we work with. But for this particular individual, they invested in a website design, and then I slowly but quickly could see the potential in them, but noticed they may not be able to articulate what they're trying to do themselves, right? So that's where we duel and we come in. Long story short, we're weeks and weeks into this website design. We've coded and done what we needed to do. We built the structure of the design, but then all of a sudden there's crickets on the other end with no communication from the client, right? And sometimes when you launch a brand new business, and this is the magical part, you launch the business, you get the tools and resources in your corner to make it happen, you get the words to finally articulate what you're saying, and you're like, yes, that's it, yes, that's what I stand for, yes, that's the clients I serve. The phones start to ring, you get a contract 2, 3, 10 in, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, this is happening, this is working.
Go, go, go.
Do you remember feeling that when we started? Because I told Conor, I'm like, I can sell anything. I can sell anything. He's like, well, I'm not very good at selling non-tangible items. And I'm like, leave the selling to me. I can do it.
From my end, that's been an Achilles heel for 25 years. You know, that I can sell a physical item, not a problem. And I used to do that. But websites, marketing, all that, it's non-tangible. I always had an issue with it. So
this particular individual, right? We're go. We're getting all the things laid out. We're getting all the structure. We have built a business in a box and handed it over. And they're like, oh shit, this is happening, right? And they stopped. And it's an awkward pause. And it's an awkward stop until they actually I set a meeting, I've reached out and I required a meeting and got back in front of them, and then we got the momentum running again, right?
Re-energized.
So here's the deal, is I want to talk about this today though, because it is very normal. It is actually what they classify as an upper limiter. It can be, you could call it fear-based, doubt-based, the lack of confidence, whatever you want to do. But the point is, a lot of people aren't talking about it, that this is actually normal. It is normal to kind of freak out a little bit when it's so easy and you find the resources to help you build it, and then all of a sudden you get the magic to put it into words of what you're trying to say, or you even borrow somebody else's persona to start selling until you feel confident for it to roll. And usually confidence is based on the checks that are written and deposited in the account and the number of clients you have onboarded. We have seen this with almost every single industry we have ever worked for, whether it's a single entrepreneur or it's somebody that's co-partnering or a multi-billionaire entrepreneur as well, right? So here's a couple things. Success isn't always supposed to be hard, right? We live in a society that preaches work hard, hustle hard, go, 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 go. We come from it from an energy standpoint, we come from it from a different angle, but most importantly, we have been where it's work hard, hustle hard, burn yourself out, do these things that you have to do, right?
Work 19 hours in the day.
We have been there, and it is absolutely okay for you to experience success by having a great resource in your corner and let them help you get your business launched off, right? It was actually a really cool conversation when I got back in person, because I did my whole normal smile and I'm like, how's it going? And all of a sudden the tears start falling because they actually realized that they were trying to hold themselves up when they actually had moolah in the bank, they had clients coming in, they had leads coming in, they have a beautiful website that articulates exactly what they say and do, and it converts sales for them. And now it's okay to take a deep breath to be like, gosh, I'm feeling successful. I'm experiencing success right now. Does that make sense?
And the definition of success is different for every person.
It is.
Myself and Kim, we have completely different, at times, definitions of success. But you know, and it's up to you to decide what your own definition is.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to just check in pretty consistent. When I mentor and coach business owners specifically, before I actually work with them, they rarely ever check in. How is it going? What am I doing? Does it feel good? I'm not like sometimes intellectually, from your intellect, you gotta take your likes and dislikes and kind of put them in a box and just do what needs to happen, right? Without feeling the, oh, I really love this, or oh, I really hate that. You can get really sticky energetically in that stuff. But at the end of the day, you've got to do what you got to do. But why put in the work? Why put in the hours? Why get the age spots and the wrinkles and the entrepreneur whatever?
And the headache.
If you're not actually building what you want to build. So I just creatively say, reflect, am I where I wish to be, right? Am I building what I wish to build? Am I helping and serving those that I want to be around, right? Don't be scared to build your ideal client, right? Actually, a secret, it's one of the ways we get people the most traction. We shut down the noise and we go straight for their ideal client.
Yep.
And after businesses get a handful of those ideal clients, they're like, fuck the rest of the shit. I don't want anybody else. I want that ideal client, and that's it.
Well,
so that's a little secret. I don't know if I was supposed to say that out loud.
We talk about, when we're dealing with like AdWords campaigns and things like that, one of the things that I always talk about is that the target, or the person that we're trying to reach,
Right.
is the buyer, not the shopper.
Absolutely.
I don't need 100 people walking around the store to figure out what they want and then leave.
Yeah.
I want 10 people that come up to the cash register, give me the money, and get the fuck out so I can work with the next person.
And the thing is, and the buyers might trickle in on their own, right? So you're going to get some overflow of all different types. But I can almost guarantee people would rather get a handful of calls of people that there's just super wicked passion like they are and ready to go, versus those that are price shopping and hem-hawing, and we classify some of them as time wasters, right?
Tire kickers.
Like you know them.
And it just depends on the marketing you're doing or the target that you're going after. So there's the long lead form, which is just like here on Facebook.
Right.
This could be a year away before there's a conversion that happens.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with AdWords specifically, you're dealing with radio, TV, you're dealing with a time crunch.
Yeah.
Depending on the price point of the product and so forth. And we've got Casey here with us.
Hey
Casey. Casey's out in Alaska. Actually, is the ground stopped moving up there yet? Y'all just they had a big earthquake. They had 2 big earthquakes back to back. So, but anyways, I'm off track. Go ahead, Kim.
No, it's cool. It's cool. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that message resonated with you guys and gals and everybody in between. You know, at the end of the day, business is supposed to be fun. So I think that that's what I'm trying to communicate. And there might be a tendency where you have this need to want to stop, right? Everybody's going to hit that 13th floor and be like, oh, I'm not ready for the next step, right? But it's your choice to decide, do you stay there or not? And if you've got good resource in your corner, why not let them help you, right? Why not let them help you grow? Get to the next level, no matter what that looks like. We have some people that are motivated by money. They want more time. They want to spend more time with their family. They want to just be able to create what they want to create.
Yep.
But if you don't reflect and turn inward, how are you ever going to know, right?
Yep.
How are you ever going to be able to decide
and get that support group, whatever that support group is, whether it's family, whether it's a network group, whether it's, you know, coaches or anything else.
Right.
Get that group together so that you can make that forward progress.
Yeah,
so.
I remember those. That's a totally different video, maybe down the pipeline. I remember the transition of me auditing our lives, my life specifically, but auditing the lives and finding out who were the 5 common people that I surrounded myself with. And then I looked around my entire pool of people and I was like, oh shit. So not to say that I'm any better than what they were, but it made sense why I was where I was at the moment and where I was trying to go, not equaling out that same path.
And this is definitely a video for another time.
Yeah, it's definitely a video for another time.
Do a complete. What did Casey write there? I can't read. Sorry, guys.
Hi, all shook up and still a bit terrified. Some aftershocks, but not too bad. Oh, cool. Sending you some energy, Casey.
Yeah, I did see they canceled the tsunami warning and stuff like that. So
yeah,
hopefully things.
Casey, you can always come to Omaha.
Yeah, 4 inches of snow, maybe. Tomorrow.
I could have all that beautiful energy jewelry that she makes inside the house.
Very true. Very true.
Okay, I'm done. Cut words.
Right.
I'm done. Okay, so real quick before we actually get off, I want to talk about a best practice that we highly recommend for businesses specifically. In this last week, I had multiple businesses reach out to me. What they had happen was, all of a sudden their marketing person went MIA or their web designer went MIA, which means missing in action. So with that, what we highly recommend, and we're just going to reiterate it today. 1, your domain name needs to be in your name. If you own the business, the domain name needs to be registered in your name. It's very typical for marketing companies, as well as agencies, as well as freelancers, as well as nieces and nephews that design websites for people, to want to put it into their name, one, because sometimes they get a commission.
Or they register it for you.
Sometimes they'll register for you for ease of use. But get it put in your name, or worst case scenario, give them the payment information to be able to register for your name on your behalf, right?
Yep.
So one, your domain name needs to be in your name, right? Number two, your web hosting company should be in your name, or it actually should be with whoever's doing your website design if they have like a legit business.
Yep.
If you know that they're managing multiple different areas. I think locally here we have a company called Flywheel, so like that would be a web hosting that's close and local.
Yeah, from a web hosting WordPress end of things.
Yeah.
Flywheel is actually recommended on the WordPress.com website. So they're well known for
there's multiple
WordPress.
different companies that you could go with, but if you own the business, we recommend that the business actually has their own account. You could work with somebody else individual, like we host multiple different websites, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have some form of control where the story is coming up. We actually have a client with us right now that their marketing person went MIA, so missing in action. They did not own their domain name, meaning it was not in their name, and they also did not own their web hosting, which means it also is not in their name, and then the person went missing in action. So I communicated with the web host on their behalf, and literally legally there is nothing they can do.
Nothing.
Right? So knock on wood, we were able to get a hold of somebody and start some communication back and forth. We were able to track the person down. So we're hoping, knock on wood, that all comes aligned and we're able to get full control back. If we cannot, we have to rebuild this entire website as well as get a brand new domain for the company. Right? So
and just to clarify, we did say legally there was nothing that they could do. Legally there is. They would need to get a court order. They would need to provide business and corporation information to the ICANN, which is the domain registrars. At that point, they can hand over information for the domain name, and the same thing with the web host if they're responsive from a court. But we're talking now weeks and months.
And just to clarify, like my version of they can't do anything came from this specific scenario, right? So that what that means is we've gone through multiple hoops and this is the end result. So I'm glad that you said that. Thank you for clarifying that.
Sure.
At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is there might be an area where you can't control anything. So get it all in your control right out the gate, right? You can still assign users to your web hosting and make them admin, as well as put somebody as your preferred contact. So we're a preferred contact for a lot of our clients. We just log into their stuff and we have permission to order and do different stuff. But at the end of the day, make sure it's actually in your name, right? If it's not in your name right now, cool, rectify the situation, get in the processes. An easy conversation that we've been able to help people with is just reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm looking to have all this information put into my name. Easiest way about it is if you decide to sell the company, that makes it really, really easy to just transfer the license. So that's one way
It's always good to have all of your stuff done for the end of the year. Just like you're going to do your taxes and you've got to provide that information out, whether that's quarterly if you're doing LLCs or if it's annual if you're a sole proprietor. But that is a good time to make backups of your websites, find all your passwords, make sure everything works the way it's supposed to, and then store that. You know, you're going to take a backup of your books and put that wherever it is, you know, whether it's a safety deposit box or a different house or whatnot.
A different house? This guy's talking like we have two houses.
Let me clarify on that. So when I ran my web hosting company, I was in California. And
do you have a second house that I don't know
Yeah,
about?
I do. Yeah, second wife too. Yeah, she cooks for me.
I was gonna say, does she cook?
But basically, what I'm talking about is that I had my operation here in Nebraska, and I would take a copy of the books and I would send it to my business partner in California.
Yeah.
So if anything did happen in the house, if there was a fire, if there was a tornado, any of that kind of stuff, I still had a backup plan.
Sure.
So not quite safety deposit box, didn't have the Swiss bank account, although they are free to get. But you can't put anything there, just money.
Oh, goodness.
You know.
Oh, goodness. Okay,
and with
guys,
that, we're coming up on time.
I was going to say, okay, Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today. We hope that all of you have a great weekend. If any of this message was impactful for you, please go ahead and share it to other people, other business owners specifically.
And check us out, of course, online, our website, bigredseo.com.
Yeah.
And then our YouTube. We got tons of video on YouTube.
Yeah.
So youtube.com/bigredseo.
This guy's been working really hard on YouTube, so go and follow us. And
Really
like us.
hard on YouTube.
Give it some love. He's wanting some numbers jacked up on that. But either way, we hope you guys have a great one, and we will chat soon. If you're watching the replay, welcome. We're glad that you joined us. We'll talk later. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a great day.